Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Letitia Iona. I am a faith-based woman's life coach, and I teach women how to thrive, not just survive, in the midst of life's challenges. So I want to welcome you back to day 4. Today we're going to be talking about how avoiding pain can keep you stuck. But before we get into that, I want to check in, see how you are doing. I hope that these videos are helping you and that you're gaining some encouragement, you're gaining some understanding, and you're getting some nuggets. I don't want this to just be another video series or another YouTube video, but something that you can take with you, something that you can start applying to your life every day. As you know, I do a call to action at the end of each video. Make sure you're writing down those questions. Be ready for them. Have your journal out or your phone where you can type questions and comments in. Write those questions down. Contemplate them, think about them, and work through them when you have time. Yesterday, we talked about the lies that pain often tells women who are in abusive situations, or they've come out of abusive situations, or being in a relationship that's mistreating them. And today we're going to take it a step further and talk about how damaging it can be if you don't deal with pain, if you don't deal with those lies that pain tells you, and instead you stay in a place of avoidance. When we avoid pain, we refuse to look at it, we refuse to deal with it, name it, and that can keep us stuck. And this isn't just true in relationships, it's true in so many areas of life. Think about finances. If your finances are a mess and you don't pay your bills on time and you don't know what's in your bank account, you don't know what's going in, what's coming out, you don't have a budget, and you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you can end up stuck. You're never going to thrive in your finances. Health. Say you're having health problems and you need to do better with your eating, or you need to exercise and you need to lose weight. If you're not paying attention to what you're eating, if you're not paying attention to how active you are, if you're not checking how much you weigh, you don't know if the scale's going up or going down, then you're going to stay stuck in a place of being unhealthy. I can tell you, as a mother, my daughter has struggled with anxiety, and I was seeing that it was affecting her relationships, her schoolwork, her chores, her relationship with me. And for a while, I wasn't really sure what to do. But then that motherly instinct kicked in and said, you got to research, you got to find out what's going on with your baby girl and get her the help that she needs. So I researched, I asked questions, and I sought support. And now we have things in place to really help her. Faith is not passive, right? And prayer is powerful, but prayer without action, without faith, it just can be disguised as being very spiritual. We say things like, just give it to God. And surrendering is very important in your relationship with God, but faith without works is dead. Let's say you're believing God for a job. You're believing God for a big shift or change in your life. You're praying for healing. Well, along with that prayer and committing it to the Lord, there are faith action steps that you can take. If you're believing God for a new job, you got to go and apply, right? You got to go and find that job. If you're trusting God with directions going into a new season, you can't just stay still. You have to take steps. If you're praying to God for healing in your life, whether it's emotional or mental or physical, you got to figure out what's wrong, and then you got to find the steps to help you while you are entrusting that to the Lord. Many women stay stuck in abusive relationships, not because they're weak, but because they've gotten to a place of enduring. They've gotten to a place of just tolerating the mistreatment that's going on in their relationships. Now, let me say clearly, as I have said before, being mistreated or abused is not your fault, and there is no excuse for it. There is zero excuse for it. Avoiding pain will not make it go away. And if anything, it allows it to take root inside of you, affecting every aspect of your emotions, your mind, your thinking, the way you see yourself. See, healing begins when you name what is happening, you call it for what it is, you allow yourself to face it and deal with it, and you begin to take steps, small or large, towards safety, support, and wholeness. So as I was preparing for this message, there was some scriptures that really hit home for me in communicating to women who are in abusive situations, coming out or on the other side. And I want to read some of those scriptures to you. Revelations 21:4 says, "He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." Romans 8:18 says, "I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us." Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and to give you hope." One of my favorites, Matthew 11:28-30 says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Scripture goes on in giving us wisdom and direction on how to deal with pain. And if you notice in a lot of these scriptures, it's all about what God's going to do with it. Now, God can do anything with or without us. But I can tell you from experience that when you are in pain, when you begin to share that pain, when you begin to talk about it, when you begin to deal with it, when you begin to let it go and give it to God, that's when healing begins. See, God never promised that our lives were going to be peachy keen, no problems at all. And abuse and mistreatment in a relationship and marriage takes it to a whole nother level. And I'm not saying that because God will give us peace and grace and understanding and comfort and protection, that abuse is okay, because it's not. But as you are maneuvering through these painful moments, coming out of them, finding your testimony in them if you're on the other side, God will always call us to himself. He will always call us to give our burdens to him. God does not call you to stay stuck. He does not call you to remain in a cycle of harm and abuse. But what he does call you to is healing that he gives, wisdom that he gives, and freedom that he gives. I can't get the scripture out of my head from James, which tells us to count it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of any kind. Why? Because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. I think it's hard to really wrap our minds that God can and will bring beautiful and good things out of our pain. None of these scriptures are justifying abuse and mistreatment, but what it is doing is giving you a way out. I'm not necessarily saying to leave your relationship. What I'm saying is it gives you a way out to deal with your pain, a way out to begin to find healing, a way out to begin to break cycles, a way out to begin to find freedom and true lasting peace. So I want to ask you today, what is one step that you can take right now to move forward wherever you are instead of remaining stuck? Maybe that's asking for help. Maybe that's talking to someone that you trust, a friend, a family member. Maybe that's seeking counsel from your church or an organization in your community. Maybe it's setting a boundary to protect yourself, letting those around you know what you will and what you will not do. Or it could be simply telling the truth to yourself about what you're in and what you're facing. My heart is for thriving, no matter what stage you're in what season you're in. I want you to thrive and not just survive. I'll see you back here tomorrow. If you are in immediate danger or experiencing physical harm, please seek help from a trusted local resource or emergency service. These videos are for encouragement and education, not a substitute for professional or legal support. You deserve safety, care, and support. Thank you.